Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about something that is ever imminent and set to change Polkadot and its ecosystem fundamentally forever. Of course, I am referring to Agile Core Time. Now, we have previously on this channel spoken about Agile Core Time and why it's such a big deal, but with the ever imminent status of it pending, today is a brilliant day to do a little bit of recapping and diving into Agile Core Time and why it is such a big deal. Now, we know Agile Core Time is already live on the Kusama network and seeing some real demand. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with the Kusama network, it is Polkadot's canary network. Polkadot introduced, and I believe they were the first to do this, a kind of sister chain, if you will, a canary network where things can be tried and tested in a safe and secure manner before bringing it on to, I don't want to use the word main chain, but Polkadot itself. So we are already seeing Agile Core Time live on Kusama, and it is set to launch on Polkadot any moment now. In fact, if we go back to Decoded a month or so ago, we actually had news that it was supposed to be coming this month or around about this month, in a month's time, and it's been just slightly under a month since that was actually announced. So, what is Agile Core Time? Well, first off, let's explore exactly what Agile Core Time is. In simple terms, it's Polkadot's new way of managing how resources are allocated across its network. Instead of the old static system, I'm referring to the parachain slot auction model here, Agile Core Time introduces a more flexible approach to block space allocation. Now, that sounds a little bit technical, but it really isn't. So when we look at these distributed ledgers, they sell really one thing and one thing only, and that is block space, secure block space. Now, in regards to the current static system, which we're going to talk about in a little bit more detail a bit later on, currently Polkadot has a model where if you want to build on Polkadot, you essentially need to win a slot auction, which will allocate you a parachain, which is essentially a core within Polkadot's supercomputer. This is very cumbersome. It's very expensive, and it limits a large number of people who would like to otherwise build on the Polkadot network. These walls are being broken down, and that's what Agile Core Time is all about. We're really moving towards a kind of computer-esque model that is going to see the cores easily and readily available for anyone and everyone, and that's what Agile Core Time essentially is. So think of it as upgrading Polkadot from its current state with the Polkadot parachain slot auction model to, and we can call this Polkadot 1, to Polkadot 2, with Polkadot potentially 3, and the introduction of Jam, the joint accumulation machine, on the horizon. And actually, Agile Core Time really sets a lot of groundwork for Jam's actually enabling to come. So Agile Core Time is a critical prerequisite for the up-and-coming Jam. Now, we have done previous videos on Jam. If you really want to know about Jam, do go and look at Gavin Wood's Decoded speech. We'll leave a link perhaps to it in the description. Really breaks down everything that is on the horizon. Remember, Gavin Wood was the person who literally wrote the Ethereum virtual machine, which a lot of this industry, certainly many of your layer ones, have spawned off of. So he's now doing that again in the form of Jam. Very exciting. But we're here to talk about Agile Core Time. So all in crypto, let's stay focused at the task at hand. So because Agile Core Time, it's going to fundamentally change how resources, particularly block space and computational power, are allocated and managed within the network. So some features that Agile Core Time is going to bring to Polkadot in moving away from this parachain slot auction model: resource efficiency. So Polkadot has a number of different areas of resource. One of those is, of course, block space, core time, and Polkadot has many cores at the moment. We are moving towards a future where right now I think there's around about 50 cores, 50 parachains on Polkadot. We are going to see potentially 500 to 1,000 cores. Polkadot is one of the most scalable blockchains that there is, period. And that's because of this parallelized system, which is where we get the word parachains from. But we're now, of course, doing away with them and seeing them as cores within a computer. So resource efficiency. Agile Core Time introduces a dynamic block space allocation, which is critical for handling the complexity and varied workload Jam will bring. Scalability is another key point that Agile core time is going to upgrade. It allows Polkadot to scale up or down based on the demand, which is key for Jam's ability to manage higher workloads and more intricate interactions. So right now, it's a bit inefficient to have all of these cores, all of these parachains running in the way that they are, certainly when, in many cases, the users aren't simply there to use them. And that's what Agile core time is all about. Allocating the resources where they're needed. So actually Polkadot becomes far more efficient, not just from a scalability point of view, but also from an energy point of view, a kind of output point of view. Also, economic alignment is a big feature that Agile core time is going to bring to Polkadot. The burning mechanism, which most people forget in regards to the fact that to rent a core on Polkadot, to access its resources, you're going to need to use Polkadot just like you pay an Ethereum gas fee. And actually, that Polkadot has been decided to be burnt, making Polkadot potentially deflationary, which of course has economic incentives. Agile core time is also the foundations for Jam. Agile core time lays the groundwork for Jam's new features, ensuring the network can smoothly handle the increased complexity and resource demand. In the current system, projects have to bid for leases lasting up to 2 years. So a parachain, people that have deployed on Polkadot, have bid via the candlestick auction model to essentially ensure their place on one of these Polkadot cores. And they are called parachains, of which Polkadot has around 50 of them at the moment. This is going to scale up drastically. So this is currently how things are done. This was expensive, and it is expensive, and limits experimentation. So Gavin Wood spoke about him being a tinkerer and tinkerers that often sometimes can become the founders of multi-billion-dollar companies, like we see with many of the industries that have spawned out of the internet, don't really have access to Polkadot in regards to it directly. Yes, they can build on some of the layer ones, but they don't have access to Polkadot on all of the unique features that it brings. Agile core time is going to change this by offering a block space in a more manageable 28-day period or an on-demand period as small as 6 to 12 seconds. It's more flexible and affordable and perfect for projects of all sizes. So what this is all about is making Polkadot a lot more inclusive, making the allocation of resources a lot more efficient, a lot more fair, a lot more widespread, and ultimately in doing this, hopefully increasing the demand for Polkadot, its resources, and thus the tokens, which are going to be burnt. It's very exciting. There's a lot of ramifications to Agile core time. Of course, one major one is it lays the groundwork for the Jam model. So let's talk about some of the core components and features of Agile core time. Agile core time introduces a new way to purchase and manage block space, which is really all these layer one blockchains are selling. We know Polkadot's sort of often been termed a layer zero that has layer ones built upon it. You know, it's an ecosystem of blockchains, if you will. So bulk core time means you can buy 28-day periods of block space at a time with optional renewals. There's really a pay-as-you-go model where ultimately you can choose to lease a Polkadot core or a section of it for around about 28 days, or you can choose to do on-demand core time. Need block space quickly? You can buy it as little as 6 to 12 seconds. Perfect for projects that need flexibility. You might just need something doing a smart contract executing over a very short period of time. And this is what I mean. Instead of you having to do this whole thing, you can now opt in and out of Polkadot, and you can use it as you see fit. So one core per parachain is not the most efficient way to maximize Polkadot. Here is the take of Gavin Wood himself. We're going to go ahead and play a video of him talking.
This idea of one parachain per core means that parachains that don't really use that much resources end up using or taking up an awful lot of Polkadot's time, when that could really be better used elsewhere, perhaps in some applications that need more but wouldn't pay as much, or perhaps in other parachains that want to use go twice as fast and want to use twice as much of the Polkadot resources cores. This was helped a lot with Agile coretime, which is this upgrade that's I think it's rolled out now. It's being rolled out, if it's not already rolled out, to Kusama, and it's on its way to being rolled out to Polkadot. And this allows for the possibility of cores to be used other than in a one parachain per core, one core per parachain manner. Unfortunately, it doesn't go as far as I would like. In particular, it doesn't allow cores to do the sorts of tasks that I think would be very interesting to allow them to do. At the moment, the model of a core is still very much based around what it is that a parachain needs. Whereas we can think already of other things that would still be able to use this underlying resource that Polkadot's generating, secure, resilient computation, but to do so in a slightly different model.
One thing that has me excited about this, not only am I excited about to see the new kind of innovation that comes to Polkadot as a result of those barriers to parachains being broken down, but one thing that has me exciting as a Polkadot holder is, of course, the burning mechanism and its impact on Polkadot and its ecosystem as a whole, and certainly the DOT token. So here's something big. When you purchase coretime, the tokens used are burned. This reduces the total supply, which could potentially increase the value of Polkadot's token over time. So certainly as the more people use it, the more Polkadot burn and the more deflationary it becomes. It's a game changer for the network's economy. Why is burning such a big deal? Why do we see so many projects doing this? Well, it reduces the token supply, of course. By reducing the total supply of tokens, it can create upward pressure on the token's value. Fewer tokens in circulation can mean higher demand for the remaining ones. There's less tokens to go around. If you have an increased supply at any one time, there's a supply and demand imbalance, and thus, potentially, the price may go up. But we are not financial advisors here on All In Crypto. Incentivizes participation. It adds a layer of economic incentivization for participation, for participants. As more coretime is purchased and more tokens are burned, those holding Polkadot tokens could see their value increase over time. This reshaping of Polkadot's tokenomics makes the network more robust and potentially more valuable to its participants, aligning economic incentives with network growth. People think burning tokens is just a gimmick, but actually it has massive ramifications for the entire ecosystem. And actually, if something's value is going up, and we see this in crypto space all the time, people actually are interested in it. And right now, we know Polkadot's going for a bit of a lull, just like the majority of the altcoin market. But when people start to realize Polkadot's value, the DOT token's value is going up, it will bring people in inherently, because people, it's like seeing a shiny thing, if you will. And actually, a burn mechanism is a great way of doing that. So let's talk a little bit about the bigger picture. Where does Agile coretime find itself in the sort of grand scheme of things, obviously relating to Polkadot? And we are looking forward to, and we are already working on our Polkadot documentary, which you guys should subscribe for. Hopefully that comes out in the next 6 months or so. So the bigger picture and Polkadot's evolution. So where does this fit in the bigger picture? Agile coretime is laying the groundwork for even bigger things in what you could call Polkadot 3.0. If Agile coretime and its implementation, which is set to take place any day now, is Polkadot 2.0, or Jam, you could see as Polkadot 3.0. It's all about making the network more efficient and scalable, allowing for more innovation and growth. Basically setting the groundworks for a lot of things that Jam is looking to do. To wrap it up, Agile coretime is a major step forward for Polkadot. It's more flexible, more efficient, and it's already live on Kusama, with the Polkadot launch coming soon. There was speculation, certainly in regards to Decoded, that Agile coretime was already going to be launched. However, it's not here yet, but we know we are potentially weeks away from it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're excited about the future of Polkadot, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more Polkadot content. And just to finish things off, guys, we do currently have a Polkadot proposal live on OpenGov. I believe it's 1030. is the number of our proposal over on Medium Spenders. Do go and check that out. There is less than 48 hours left. We are looking for some more support to get the proposal past the finish line. And once that has been executed, we're looking forward to bringing you guys in-person interviews, exclusive interviews with many of the people within the Polkadot ecosystem, and of course, keep covering Polkadot on the regular basis that we have been for the prior 6 months. Hopefully bringing thousands into the Polkadot ecosystem. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to love and leave you. If you've enjoyed the content, like us, appreciate it, so as a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next.